English podcast from the Englishcharisma channel.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode from the Englishcharisma channel. I'm Leo, and I have to say, I'm really excited to be here today. Honestly, every time we record these episodes, I feel like a kid again, just enjoying a conversation about English. And I hope you're ready for a fun and useful session today.
Hi, everyone. I'm Ava, and I'm super thrilled to join Leo today. We've got so many interesting things to talk about, from common struggles to practical strategies, and we're going to make sure it's fun, engaging, and definitely not boring. Plus, we'll share a few embarrassing stories that will hopefully make you laugh and feel less intimidated about making mistakes.
Absolutely. And speaking of struggles, one of the first things that comes to mind when I think about learning English is just how tricky pronunciation can be. I remember spending hours trying to figure out why words like though, through, and thought all look so similar but sound completely different. It drove me a little crazy back then, but now I actually find it fascinating and kind of funny when I think about it.
Oh, I know exactly what you mean. And it's not just pronunciation that can be confusing. Grammar can feel like a maze, too. Even when you know the rules, deciding whether to use the present perfect or the past simple can make your head spin. And I remember overthinking every sentence I said out loud, worried I might sound silly, which sometimes made it even harder to speak confidently.
Oh yes, I've been there so many times. And vocabulary is another challenge. Sometimes you learn a new word and think you've mastered it, only to forget it the next day. Or worse, you know the word but feel too shy to actually use it in conversation because you're afraid of messing it up.
Exactly. That fear of making mistakes is one of the biggest obstacles for learners. But honestly, mistakes are the stepping stones that help you improve. I have so many stories from my own experience where I completely messed up. And now those moments are some of my favorite memories from learning English.
Oh, I have a classic story like that. The first time I tried ordering coffee in English, I meant to say medium coffee, but I accidentally said medium coffin. The barista looked at me like I had two heads, and I just froze, trying to figure out how to recover without making it worse.
That's absolutely priceless. But exactly, that's the kind of mistake you never forget. It sticks in your memory forever, and it even becomes a funny story to tell later. I've had my share too. Once I wanted to say I'm full after a meal, but instead I blurted out I'm fat, and everyone at the table burst out laughing. I was so embarrassed at first, but now I laugh every time I remember it.
Those moments are awkward at first, but they are also some of the best learning experiences. They teach you to relax, not take yourself too seriously, and just keep speaking, which is so important when learning a new language.
Totally. And that's why we're making this episode. We want you to feel encouraged and understand that everyone makes mistakes. Plus, learning English can actually be really fun if you approach it with the right mindset. We'll also share a few practical tips that have worked for us and our students, so you can try them too.
One method I personally love is shadowing. Ava, have you tried that before?
Oh, yes, shadowing is one of my favorite techniques. Basically, you listen to a native speaker and immediately repeat what they say, trying to match their pronunciation, rhythm, and intonation. It's challenging at first, but it's amazing how quickly it trains your mouth, your ears, and your brain to think in English naturally.
Exactly. And the best part is you can do it anywhere. Movies, podcasts, YouTube videos, even our own episodes. It's not about perfection. It's about building natural rhythm and confidence in your speech.
And it's not just pronunciation that improves. Your vocabulary retention skyrockets too. I always tell learners to focus on phrases and sentences, not just individual words. Using new words in context makes them much easier to remember.
Totally. And reviewing is key. Even just 5 minutes a day going over old words or phrases makes a huge difference over time.
Another big challenge is fear of speaking. Many learners know grammar and vocabulary, but hesitate to speak because they're afraid of making mistakes. I completely understand that, but the more you practice speaking, the faster you improve. Mistakes are lessons, not failures.
Yes, and recording yourself is a great way to overcome that fear. At first, it feels awkward, but listening to your own voice helps you notice pronunciation issues, and comparing recordings over time really shows your progress.
Understanding native speakers is another hurdle. Fast speech, slang, and connected sounds can be overwhelming at first, but focusing on active listening, picking up patterns, linking sounds, and key phrases can make it much more manageable.
Absolutely. And subtitles can help initially, but gradually try listening without them. Little by little, you'll start catching more and more of what's being said naturally.
And remember, attaching new words and phrases to stories or funny experiences makes them more memorable. Humor helps memory, and laughing while learning makes it enjoyable too.
Exactly. At the end of the day, the goal is to integrate English into your daily life. Listen to music, watch shows, chat with friends, and even think in English. The more you surround yourself with it, the more natural it becomes.
And remember, progress takes time. Celebrate small victories like understanding a full sentence or successfully using a new phrase. Learning English is not just about grammar. It's about communication, connection, and having fun.
That wraps up our first section. We've covered struggles, funny mistakes, and the mindset for learning. And in the next section, we'll dive into practical strategies that you can start using every day. Welcome back. Now, let's dive into some practical strategies that really help you improve your English every day. One of my favorites is shadowing, like we talked about earlier, because it works on pronunciation, rhythm, and listening all at once. And it can be done anywhere without any fancy tools.
Absolutely. And you know what I like about shadowing? You start noticing the little details, like intonation and stress in sentences, which are often overlooked when we only focus on vocabulary or grammar. For example, even a simple sentence like, I didn't see him yesterday, has a natural rhythm that feels so much better when you shadow it correctly.
Totally. And reading aloud is another excellent tip. Even reading a short paragraph from a book, article, or news story can improve your fluency and make speaking feel much easier over time.
Yes, and recording yourself while reading aloud is also very effective. You can listen to your own voice and compare it with native speakers, noticing subtle differences and gradually correcting them. It's amazing how much progress you can make just by doing this consistently.
Journaling in English is also a powerful habit. Writing about your day, your thoughts, or even your mistakes helps you practice sentence structure, vocabulary, and grammar. Plus, when you look back at old entries, you can see your progress, which is incredibly motivating.
And keeping a mistake notebook can really help. Every time you make a common mistake, write it down, review it, and even try to use the correct version in a new sentence. Over time, your brain starts remembering the right patterns naturally.
Language exchanges are fantastic too. Even short daily conversations with a native speaker make a huge difference. And if you're shy at first, you can start with text chats and gradually move to voice conversations.
Watching movies and series actively is another fun strategy. Pause, repeat, and mimic dialogue. Don't just passively watch. Engage with what you hear and try to reproduce it.
Learning phrases rather than individual words makes your speech more natural. Instead of just learning learn run out of time or run into someone. Native speakers use these phrases all the time, so it really helps you sound more fluent.
Apps for vocabulary and listening are great, but they work best when combined with speaking practice. Consistency is more important than intensity. Even 5 minutes a day adds up.
Singing along with English songs is surprisingly effective too. It helps with pronunciation, rhythm, and makes learning fun.
Role-playing is another practical tip. Pretend you're at a restaurant, airport, or job interview. It helps prepare for real-life situations and boosts confidence.
Immersing yourself in English is key. Change your phone settings, follow English accounts online, and try thinking in English. The more you surround yourself with the language, the faster you learn naturally.
And most importantly, make learning fun. Mix enjoyable activities with structured practice, like journaling or shadowing, to keep motivation high.
That covers our practical tip section. From shadowing and reading aloud to apps, singing, and role-playing, these strategies are easy to implement and can make a big difference.
Remember, learning English should be enjoyable. When you enjoy the process, your brain absorbs more, and you'll feel motivated to keep improving every day.
Now, in this final section, we want to focus on mindset, motivation, and maintaining consistency, because even the best strategies won't work without the right mental approach.
Mindset is everything. If you believe that mistakes are failures, you'll never take the risks needed to improve. But if you see mistakes as opportunities to learn, every conversation becomes a chance to grow.
Celebrate small victories. Understanding a full sentence in a conversation or successfully using a new phrase is progress, and it's important to acknowledge it because it keeps you motivated.
Patience is key. Learning English is a marathon, not a sprint. Don't compare yourself to others. Focus on your own journey and appreciate the improvements you make every week.
Motivation comes from personal reasons. Maybe you want to travel, advance your career, connect with friends, or just enjoy learning something new. Identify your reason and let it guide you through the tough days.
And don't be too hard on yourself. Even native speakers make mistakes, and perfection is not the goal. Fluency, confidence, and the ability to communicate are what matter most.
Mixing study with fun activities is critical. Watch movies, listen to music, play language games, and have conversations. Learning becomes much more effective when it's enjoyable.
Tracking progress is also motivating. Keep a journal, record yourself, and review old lessons. Seeing how far you've come is incredibly encouraging.
Connect with other learners too. Practice together, share experiences, and support each other. Learning in a community keeps you accountable and makes the process less lonely.
Stay curious. Ask questions, explore new topics, and experiment with the language. Curiosity keeps your brain engaged and makes learning feel like an adventure rather than a chore.
English is a tool for communication, not just grammar and vocabulary. Use it to express yourself, share stories, and connect with others. That's the real joy of learning a language.
Persistence beats perfection. Even small daily practice makes a huge difference over time. The key is to keep going even when it feels hard or slow.
Surround yourself with English. Listen, read, speak, and think in the language. The more you immerse yourself, the faster it becomes natural.
Set realistic goals and reward yourself for achieving them. Small accomplishments reinforce learning and build confidence.
Humor and storytelling are powerful memory tools. Attach new words and phrases to funny experiences or personal stories, and you'll remember them forever.
Practice speaking regularly, even to yourself. Fluency grows with repetition and consistency. Don't wait for perfect situations, just start talking.
And remember, progress takes time. Don't rush, celebrate your journey, and enjoy the process. English is about connection, communication, and fun.
That wraps up our episode. We've covered struggles, practical strategies, mindset, and motivation. I hope you found tips that resonate and stories that make learning feel more approachable.
Thanks so much for joining us. Keep practicing, stay curious, and remember, every mistake is a step forward. We'll see you in the next episode with more tips and stories to help you speak English confidently.
Bye, everyone. Keep smiling, stay motivated, and enjoy your English journey. Remember, it's about progress, not perfection, and every day is an opportunity to get better.